everybody. Johnny Crapples here, and this is a bit of a reaction video. Like the title says, sociopath vegan gains exploits the death of his grandfather to promote veganism, which is essentially what he did. Now, I guess he took his video down, or his version of it, but I found one on YouTube that was not a reaction video with anyone else's stuff on it. So I'm coming out of I have a cold mode into I'm going to, fucking rage about what this guy said. Mode, So, yeah, because with this video, this guy crossed some fucking lines that are not meant to be crossed. Alright, let's start.
Alright, so if you've been following me on Facebook, and if you've seen my last Q&A video, you'd know that my grandfather recently died of a heart attack. And I just got back from the funeral thing that we had. It wasn't exactly a funeral, but a bunch of family got together and I was dragged to it. But anyway, I was planning on showing you guys footage of my grandfather
Okay. Well, I'll let him
actually having the heart attack.
Okay, so let's begin with his wording of, thank you, Ispan. Shut up. I'm raging right now. Let's start with his wording of how he reacted to going to his grandfather's funeral. He was dragged. How fucking detached do you have to be to say something like that? I mean, that is awful.
As soon as the paramedics got to the house, I took out my camera and started filming.
And also, how fucking messed up do you have to be to film someone dying from a heart attack? I don't care who the fuck it is. I don't care who the fuck it is. It could be my worst enemy on the planet. I still wouldn't fucking do that. But to do it to your own family, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Alright, yeah, you think it's good now, just wait, it gets fucking better.
But, a bunch of people in my family, my mom, my grandmother, uncles, shit like that, they threw a big fucking fit about me showing that footage on YouTube.
So he's upset because his parents and his grandmother were being fucking reasonable. Yeah. Basically saying, hey, it's not right to show footage of your grandfather, dying of a heart attack. And no, it's not right. I mean, like, I don't know if he realizes how fucked up that is. But this is, like, within this first 44 seconds of the video, that says enough to me that as many YouTubers as possible need to come out and condemn this guy for this shit. Because, I mean, all of us YouTubers, it doesn't matter. Gamers, opinions, or people that do opinion vlogs, people that, like him, do fitness vlogs, I haven't seen many of his videos, but from what I understand, he's obviously a vegan and promotes veganism and all of that shit. And also, from what I hear, he's also got some pretty crazy fucking ideas. Like, I don't know. I saw this one thing. I was watching a Drunken Peasants podcast once, and he tried to tell TJ, aka the Amazing Atheist, that he needed to, because he's an atheist, he should switch to veganism too, because, eating meat is evil or some bullshit. Well, if me eating fucking bacon is evil, then I feel damn good being evil, buddy. At any rate, um, so let's continue onward. But oh yeah, I guess I should finish my point first. I have a slow, cold. I'm sick, confused mind. Uh, yeah, I'm sick, as in I have a cold, infused mind right now. But I'll finish my point. As many YouTubers, it doesn't matter what end of the YouTubing spectrum you're from. You know, as many need as possible need to come out and tell this guy what he fucking did is not okay. I mean, I guess he sort of got the point. He got angry backlash from his own subscribers. I guess enough to where he had to take the video down, but still, like, more people need to come out and say, hey, not cool. Because all of us YouTubers have to share our fucking community, share our fucking, community with this guy. But, okay, let's continue onwards.
They're perfectly fucking fine with eating foods that cause fucking heart disease and make people actually die of fucking heart attack.
Okay, so I don't fucking know what eating meat and shit, meat and dairy and processed foods has to fucking do with I was going to film my grandfather fucking dying. But yeah, or I don't know what that has to do with the fucking morality of things. Eating meat is neither here nor there. It's purely a health issue. It's not a fucking moral issue, but I mean, because if you look at the classifications for the Homo sapiens species, we are technically classed as omnivores. Alright, let's continue.
But when it comes to actually showing people what happens when they eat these foods, that's just too much.
Yeah, it is too much, because it's fucking immoral, it's exploitive, and the fact especially that it was your own grandfather, I hate to sound like a broken record, but that is fucking evil.
So, fuck it. I'm gonna just talk about, the whole situation, my thoughts and feelings on the whole thing. So here we go. So first off, I guess I'll tell you all how the heart attack happened and the events leading up to it. Well, my grandfather is really into, like, RC planes, helicopters, things like that, and he was really interested in seeing the drone I just bought, the DJI Phantom 3. So we went over to the park right down the street, and we headed down to the ravine to launch the drone from, and there's a bit of a hill going down. So we flew the drone, he thought it was really cool and everything. We had to walk back up the hill, and he was really struggling, and it's not really that big of a hill, and it's not that hard to climb, and even an 82-year-old should be able to get up just fine.
Alright. That right there should explain. Yeah, I've got a cough drop in my mouth right now. And it's probably disgusting to hear. I'm sorry, but fuck it. Okay, so there you go. There's an explanation as to why he probably had issues getting up the fucking hill. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, if you have no trouble getting up it, he's an 82-year-old man, dude. Let's go forward.
But he had to stop like every 10, 20 feet, and he was huffing and puffing, and I looked at him and I said, you know, you have a really shitty diet and you need to, you know, clean your diet up and start exercising. And
Yeah. Not holy shit, Gramps or Grandpa. I don't want to sound like Gary motherfucking Oak, but he's not like, hey, Grandpa, are you feeling okay? Do you need help up the hill? No, he goes and fucking says, yo, you need to change your diet, and starts nitpicking at him and doing all of this shit. Now, does anybody besides, am I the only one here who sees what is inherently wrong about this here? I wouldn't think so.
then he said, oh, it's bullshit, you know, I'm just not 24 anymore.
Exactly. He's not 24 anymore. He's, as, people of his age group would say, he's no spring chicken. The fact that you even had him go down a hill at all is just fucking mean.
That's why I'm having such a hard time climbing up this hill. So we eventually got up the hill after a really long fucking time with him struggling, got into his car, drove back home. He plopped down on his chair in the living room. I went to my room to check out the footage. And then a few minutes later, my grandmother came into my room saying, I think Barry, my grandfather's name is Barry, is having a heart attack. Then I went out into the living room.
He doesn't even have enough respect for his grandpa to refer to him as grandpa. In fact, instead he refers to him by his name.
Saw him just not really being responsive, and yeah, he was having a fucking...
I suppose it's appropriate to tell what his name is, but still, he could have been like, hey, I don't know, I'll shut up about this one.
Heart attack. I called 911. They told me to perform CPR on him until the paramedics got there. So I was performing CPR on him for a few minutes until the paramedics got there. Then I took out my camera, started filming, and of course you can't see the footage, but
notice that he edits out there the reason. I would have loved to have heard, Mr. Gaines, I would have loved to have heard your reasoning, or your paraphrasing of reasoning that you couldn't show the video. I mean, aside from the fact that it's fucking immoral and exploitive. But let's continue onwards.
That's what happened. Now, why this heart attack happened, it's obvious. He was eating like absolute fucking shit.
Could have been genetics too. Just saying. It isn't always the diet.
He had a heart attack about 60 years ago, and again, that was from eating like absolute shit, not exercising, and he's really fucking lucky to have lived this long.
Not necessarily true. Had a great aunt out in Montana. She fucking lived well into her 80s. Maybe 90s. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how old she was, which is terrible of me, and I regret that. But still, at any rate, she lived well into her 80s, at least. And she was alive and kicking just fine. So she was out driving around her ranch, inspecting shit, preparing meals for the ranch hands, at fucking 70, in her 70s. I mean, food, and I can already tell you, food out in Montana is heavy. Heavy in, it's a very meat and potatoes diet. It's heavy food. And he would probably be repulsed by it, and, he'd probably refuse to eat. I don't know. Of course, this guy is Canadian, so he's weird by default. Actually, no. I love you, Canada. I promise.
I think he has a genetic resistance to heart disease and cancer.
Quite possibly, he also could have had a genetic predisposition towards it. I mean, like, basically what I'm interpreting what he's saying is hearsay. Like, it could have been a genetic predisposition. He doesn't know if it's exact. He doesn't exactly know if it was his diet or not. Like, yeah, I acknowledge there are foods, yes, that are not good for you. They cause high cholesterol, heart disease, are contributing factors to heart attacks. But so is smoking, so is drinking alcohol, many things like that. If your grandfather did any of that through his life, then those could have been contributing factors too. Just saying.
There's no fucking way he should have been alive.
And why not? Why should he have not been alive that long? A lot of people, a lot of people are still walking this earth today that are still having a beer and smoking a fucking cigarette at 70, 80 years old, and they're just fucking fine. They're alive, kicking, and probably in better health than some of us young people.
For this long, but he managed, and 20 years ago, he cleaned his diet up after that heart attack, and he started walking every day, and he was doing pretty well, but recently his brother got cancer, and his brother died, and I think that just, sent him kind of out of control. And
that's about the most accurate thing you've said in this entire video, man. That is a little mechanism in our consciousness called grief. That's called, we get depressed when a loved one dies. A lot of what we do, a lot of our routines are given up, and it's hard to overcome inertia. It's hard to get the ball rolling again. Which is why you should have encouraged him to do so instead of mocking and ridiculing him.
Off the rails, and for the last few years, his diet was just fucking terrible. Ridiculous amounts of red meat and pork and.
So fucking what? Let the man enjoy eating a fucking pig. Let him dig on swine. Whatever.
Ice cream and shit like that, and I knew a few months ago he didn't have long to live. I even told my mom, I think back in February or March, he's not gonna make it to the end of the year. And
which is a pretty fucking mean thing to say, dude.
I called it. He died because his fucking diet was absolute shit. He did actually get quite a bit of exercise. He was golfing every single day. He was bowling several times a week.
Which is great. I don't know what the fuck you're complaining about. I mean, yeah, I know your militant vegan mindset is probably still like, well, that's not good enough. You know what? I bet it was good enough for him. And you should be happy about that.
He'd mow the lawn and, do all that stuff. So he wasn't just totally sedentary. It was 100% fucking diet that did this to him. And
again. Sedentary or not, it could still have been a genetic predisposition towards heart disease and heart attacks. The diet was probably a contributing factor, I'll give you that. But to blame it all on the diet? You can't fucking do that, dude. There are several contributing factors to a heart attack. And you're just using one of them to, Now, this is where he starts exploiting his grandfather's death to promote his agenda. like I said, it gets better.
He lived to 82 years old, but, you know, for everyone who says, oh, he's fucking 82, he lived so long, like,
Yeah, and you should be saying fucking congratulations to your grandpa. You know, you should be happy he got to live and see 8 decades worth plus 2 years worth of this world. Do you know? Like, I wonder how much of a history buff this guy is. Do you know how probably fucking mind blowing like the progress of the last 80 years was to him? Uh, I don't know. Maybe this isn't relative to him, but yeah, I don't know.
he could have lived so much fucking longer, and he is fucking lucky. His diet is so fucking bad. I don't think any of you could realize that. If any of you ate like him, you wouldn't have fucking made it to 50.
I'm 25 years old. I smoke like a fucking chimney. I drink, and I will eat bacon till the fucking cows come home, and I bet you I will still be going strong at fucking 50 years old, buddy.
Like, I swear he had to have had a genetic resistance to heart disease. There's just no way anyone could live that long otherwise, and
And I just gotta say, where's your proof that where's your proof that he did have, you know, where's your proof that he did have this genetic resistance? Burden of proof's on you. You should know how science works. You do a lot of fucking research for your videos to advance your agenda. But I don't know. Like I doubt you know every discussion that was between your grandfather and his doctor.
you know, everyone thinks, like, oh, 82 is so long.
It is. It is long. Like 8 decades worth of life is like put that in a perspective, all right? We're talking about okay, so so he did just die this year. So I'm going to calculate this, you guys. So it's 2015. And yeah, it's 2015 right now. His grandfather lived for 82 years. His grandfather was born in 1933. That was even before fucking World War II. 6 years before it. And think of how much progress humanity has made since then. And like I said, it must have been fucking mind-blowing to him to see how rapidly humanity has grown and changed. And then he was probably disappointed when people like you came along. Okay, that was a little insensitive, but I mean, I shouldn't use suppositions. I'm stooping to his level there, and I apologize. But still, like, he got to see so much. And I don't think you will fucking understand that until you have seen 8 decades worth of this world.
He had such a great long life. He was golfing every day, like I just said. He was bowling.
Yeah, which just means he was enjoying and getting the most out of what he could. At least he wasn't bedridden.
He was doing all these things that he loved doing, and I don't think he just wanted to die.
Okay, here's my problem with this. unless someone is suicidal, nobody wants to die. Even with people who say, I'm okay with death, they still don't want to fucking die. I mean, your point is moot.
Was a super active person, and he got to do the things he enjoyed every single fucking day, so...
Yeah, and you should be happy about that.
For you to say, oh, he lived to 82, it's so fucking long, that's fucking horseshit. He died before he really wanted to, and he died in such a...
Everybody dies before they want to. What's your fucking point?
Shitty, fucking violent, painful way. It's definitely not worth all of the fucking meat and dairy and eggs and junk food he ate. He gave up a fucking life that he loved.
Okay, all I gotta say is I will be as snide and smart-assed as about this as possible. On my deathbed, if I'm dying of a fucking heart attack, I will still say, hand me one more slice of goddamn bacon.
For just this crap that fucking killed him, and saying that he lived to 82, that's just bullshit. He could have lived longer, he could have spent decades longer doing the things that he enjoyed, and he could have had a better quality...
Supposition, ladies and gentlemen. That is supposition. He doesn't know. A lot of things can vary from year to year. I mean, life is so fucking uncertain. He doesn't seem to realize that he could wake up tomorrow and suddenly die. But I digress. Let's continue.
Of life. If you're having such a fucking struggle just walking up a little hill like...
Again, at 82 years old. Okay, like, past a certain age, the human body begins to break down. Its muscles start to become weaker, the bones become weaker. Your respiratory system is not as good as it used to be. So your grandfather was exactly correct when he said, I'm not fucking 24 anymore. You know? Like, your body starts to go on a downward spiral at a certain point in your life. It doesn't matter how good of fucking shape you're in. It doesn't matter what your diet is. I know you'd like to think that, but it's not true. I mean, I think his grandpa's body reacting the way it did, sort of struggling up the hill, is a perfectly valid, natural thing. You expect your grandpa to be able to, you know, just run up the fucking hill and do a backflip off a wall? I don't know. Maybe he expects washboard abs and, you know, being able to run a fucking marathon at 82.
That I don't see how you could have a good life like that.
Because, okay, this comes down to a philosophy discussion and a meaning of life discussion. Now, to me, if you're happy living a certain way, I mean, as long as you're not like a murderous psychopath or whatever, then you need to be put down. There's no, you know, there's no way around that. But like, if you're doing something you love, like, as long as it causes no harm to others, and hopefully not any harm to yourself, then there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, like, this comes down to different philosophies. Your philosophy is a person is only happy if they live on a strict regimented diet and exercise. To me, no, that's not happiness at all. Like, Happiness to me is sitting down, having a fucking beer, playing some fucking video games. Like, yeah, I realize that stuff is important, but would I rather do something that actually puts a smile on my face? Yeah.
And he liked being active, and, it might have been a real struggle for him for all these years to be as active as he was, and if he had gone vegan and had good arterial health, he might have enjoyed all the...
There you go. This is where the agenda is pushed. And it fucking sickens me. Like, this sickens me. It's pure exploitation. Plain and simple.
Things he loved doing even more. So, for all of you who say, oh, I'll just fucking eat whatever I want, and, if I...
Yep, I will. I will eat whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, in fact, hand me a fucking slice of bacon. Actually, no. Hand me a fucking plate of it. I'll devour it in 2 seconds. And I will smile doing it.
Die at 60, 70, or 80, I'll be happy. Bullshit.
Okay. Here we go on another tangent. I know I'm pausing this a lot and ranting a lot, but this guy fucking pisses me off. Okay. Who the hell are you to tell me when I'll be content dying? I consider each year a blessing. Each year I get to live is fucking amazing. Like, it is a goddamn miracle. Like, I don't believe in miracles or bullshit like that. But still, like, mechanically, it is a miracle. I mean, given how dangerous the world is. Like, you could walk out your door one day and get hit by a fucking car. Life is precious, man. Like, each breath is a blessing.
There are...
Which is along the lines of basically what you're trying to say. But the way you're going about it, the way you're saying it is very militant, and it's very, as this says right here, sociopathic. You're very detached. And you need to get help with that. Quite frankly, I'd be rather concerned with for my safety if you were my fucking neighbor.
There's so much to live for, and my grandfather, he was enjoying his fucking life.
Once again, I hate to sound like a broken record, sir, but yeah, just stop and think about what you said there. He was enjoying his life, and he was happy. That should say it all for you. I don't know, but then again, like I said, this guy's philosophy of life and my own are completely different.
And it was cut short because of his stupid dietary...
Cut short, once again. Lived 82 years, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing.
...choices. Now, how do I feel about him being dead? I'm actually...
This is where he proves he's a sociopath and monstrous.
...really happy.
He's happy his grandfather died. He'll now explain why that is, and then I will rebut him. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to put him down hard, but just a little bit of a reality check.
I've had a pretty rocky relationship with him, especially when I was a little kid. He was pretty abusive. He'd yell at me like fucking crazy, call me like a worthless piece of fucking shit if I didn't play well in hockey. He did hit me maybe 2 or 3 times pretty hard, and after that I was just scared of him.
You know what? I was hit a lot as a kid too. Quite a bit. But I turned out just fine. But yeah, getting the belt was a big thing in my family, which I'm pretty sure was your definition of hitting. And but still, like being happy he's dead because of something as, meaningless as that compared to everything else going on. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a major issue. I'm not saying it doesn't leave psychological scarring. Believe me, it does. But still, you had a chance. You had many chances to reconcile with him, and you know, talk about it and work through it. And yet, here you are not doing that, and instead announcing to the entire world that you're fucking happy your grandpa's dead and you are going to exploit his death for your own fucking militant version of veganism. Anyone else seeing what's wrong with this?
Entire childhood, and as an adult, I ended up having a friend relationship with him, but I didn't realize until he was dead how much anxiety I had still being around.
Which could have been alleviated by discussing things with him, by recognizing what happened and moving on. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't built for that, but, well, I don't know. It's sort of like, it's sort of a miracle of, modern psychology, things like that. If you didn't feel comfortable talking directly with him, you could have talked to a therapist at least, and that would have helped you move on. Instead, like I said, here you are, broadcasting to the world that you are fucking happy your grandpa is dead, and that you wanted to once again I'm going to say, you wanted to exploit his death to promote your ideals on a lifestyle.
Around him, just these subconscious feelings were always there, but I just didn't realize till now, and I feel better with him being dead. I know my grandmother isn't happy about it. I don't know entirely how my mom feels, but she was crying about it. His other sons, they were upset, but I feel...
Okay. I'm saying okay a lot. Alright, but their reactions are perfectly natural. Yours is not fucking natural. Yours is not natural at all. You can't tell me that deep down you don't even feel a little bit of grief. If you do, then that validates the fact that you're a sociopath.
Feel pretty happy about the whole situation, and
overall pretty happy about the situation. I was gonna fucking exploit my grandpa's death to promote veganism. I don't know. There's a term where I come from for people that do shit like that, and that is asshole.
I just feel like a weight's being lifted off my chest, and I just feel less stressed out, and it's been a good thing for me. So, closing thoughts. I know I didn't have the greatest relationship with my grandfather for my whole life, but...
Once again, which you could have reconciled. Sure, both of you had a lot to get past on your parts. But still, there could have been some reconciliation there, and instead, you chose not to bring it up and not to address it. So, I don't know.
I know a lot of people love their family members, and if you want to do the best thing for yourself and for your family, then go switch to a Whole Foods vegan diet and make them switch to a Whole Foods vegan diet. All of this meat, dairy, eggs, and processed food is just going to help cut your life short. And if you're going to fucking tell me that, oh, your grandfather ate fucking horribly and he lived to 82, he got so fucking lucky you don't even realize.
It's not luck.
He should have been dead more than 20 years ago.
There you go. Okay, that's the final nail in the coffin. Right there. That proves how fucking detached from reality this guy is. Like, saying he should have died 20 years ago. Now, what that indicates to me, I am by no means a trained psychologist at all. This is just my hypothesis. But what that says to me is that he wishes his grandpa would have died sooner. Just putting that out there.
Should have been dead by the time he was fucking 50. Chances are you're not going to be so lucky, and
I bet I will. I genetically have a pretty hardy constitution, sir. But please, continue.
if you just eat whatever you want, or if you try these stupid low-carb fad diets and do this crap your whole life, you are going to cut your life so fucking short, and you're going to die before you really want to, and before any of your family members want to, and you're just reducing decades off of your own life, decades that you could spend with your family.
So be content with the decades you had. It's as simple as that. I mean, yeah, you could have lived more. It sucks, but still, like, living your whole life, trying to cheat death is not living. Being appreciative of each breath you take, living life to the fullest, is more important than than what I'm fucking eating.
Loved ones, doing the things that you love to do. So if you want to have the longest life possible, the best quality of life possible, and spend as much time with your loved ones as you can, then a Whole Foods vegan diet is your best option. So that's all I really have to say on the situation, and I can't show you my grandfather having a heart attack, but here are some of the last moments I spent with him together.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna watch that. But still, this guy is monstrous for this. Like, this rubs me the wrong way. Like, so much. And I think, even though he already took the video down, he still needs to be reprimanded for this. I mean, this is unfucking acceptable. And I mean, shit. Yeah, I'm a few days late. Oh yeah, this comment down here, this is very true. This is true right here. He's also making death threats against Mr. Repzion. This guy needs some fucking help, like, fast. I should check my own comment box for death threats against him. Of course, I'm so small on YouTube, he probably won't even fucking care. But still, I am outraged by this. I am outraged by it. And I think everyone should be. What Vegan Gains did with his video is not right at all. I mean, I don't care who the fuck it is. You do not exploit a goddamn death to promote your fucking lifestyle. That is not what you do at all. And I mean, if you do that, if you even conceive of doing that, you are a fucking monster. And I mean, you deserve to be criticized for it. I didn't expect I'd still be this angry, but I am. Like, I literally tried to calm myself down before I did this. But still, I'm still livid about it. Because it's not right. I mean, this is a fellow YouTuber that I have to share this community with. And it makes me upset that there are people in the world that do this kind of thing. I mean, is it right to you? Most decent human beings would say no. So please consider that. And please, if you're having any personal problems whatsoever, my advice is address it in any way possible. Either with the person you're having the problem with or to a therapist. Because not properly expressing your emotions, not properly expressing what's going on in your mind, that will ultimately be detrimental, as you have just seen. So please, if you're thinking along the lines of this guy, please get help. Alright, that's enough social justice warrior for me. I'm off to rest up some more. I will probably start posting some videos soon. I've been pretty busy over the past week. Had a trip up to Washington, did some wild waves, got a massive sunburn, so I'm like Lizard Man right now. Also, I caught a cold, so I've been recovering from that. But I will be back with videos soon. So take care, guys. Crapples out.